Welcome to Entertainment Weekly's Comic-Con studio. I'm Sam Heifel, and I'm joined now by the cast of Star Trek Prodigy. Welcome.
Hi. Thank you.
If anything was made for a Comic-Con, it's a Star Trek. And Kate, I want to start with you because obviously you are not new to Star Trek. What made you want to be a part of this, come back to this universe in this way?
To Prodigy.
Yes.
The Wunderkind, Alex Kurtzman,
Yes.
who was very compelling in his solicitation. It was a wonderful invitation, which I could hardly say no to, as we were now addressing the long overlooked demographic of the young.
Yeah.
And it's the ideal, if not imperative, audience for Star Trek, because their imaginations are unformed, sponge-like, and they can absolutely wrap their arms around the extraordinary ideology, which is, of course, Star Trek.
Yeah. I feel like kids were already watching Star Trek things at like 3, but now it's like more appropriate. It's a more appropriate story that they can get in early.
Yeah, and I think with the new characters that under hologram Janeway's aegis, they're able to, I think, really understand every facet of what it must be like to be imperiled in this way on this starship that, fortunately, he gets working again. But I mean, through Dal and Gwyn and Rock Talk and Murph, who the kids love, they understand what it is to fall, they understand what it is to rise again, and they understand through hologram Janeway the importance of mentorship, which kids love. And she's endowed with a sense of humor, with a great intelligence, with a sense of command. So it all works beautifully, and I'm thrilled to be able to do that.
Yeah. Well, for the two of you, what has it been like to join the Star Trek universe? I mean, this is one of the biggest fandoms there is. It's also known to be actually one of the nicest fandoms there is. What has your experience been like?
Yeah, I was really nervous because, you know, the fans are so passionate, and Star Trek is such a legacy project, and this is my introduction to Star Trek. So I pretty much didn't even have a way in, so I'm learning along with my character, you know, what the whole world is and how, you know, it functions and what is important in it. So it's been a fun ride. The fans have been super awesome and sort of like welcoming us. All the people from the other Trek shows and sort of communities have been really like welcoming us with open arms. So I'm having fun.
Yeah.
The fidelity is really unparalleled in fandom, I think, across the universe. I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah, it's incredible. Jamila, have you we got a glimpse of your character. Do you feel like you've
just a tiny glimpse. So I feel as though like right now, like this is you guys' moment and I'm just joining the family now. And I'm so excited because this is my brother's 9 years older than me. And this was our main use of time together as kids was watching Star Trek. So I go all the way back. I was a huge fan of you. I got a tweet from you or whoever's tweeting from your account the other day and peed my pants. So I'm over the moon, and the Star Trek fans have been so kind, so welcoming. And I think when live long and prosper is the kind of general motto, it sends out immediately like quite a kind, positive vibe. And the show is so good and it just looks so beautiful. It's so stunningly shot and animated, and it's moving and it's meaningful. And I think for anyone young who is being introduced to Star Trek for the first time, the fact that the kids in the show and the young ones, the new ones, are themselves new to Starfleet, I think it means that you don't feel like you're catching up on loads. You get to learn bit by bit as an audience member. There was far too much sex in the original ones that I was watching as a child. I wasn't complaining, but it's just a lot of sex.
Well, you bring up the visuals, which I was so curious when you guys signed on to this, even maybe started recording, did you have any idea what it would actually look like? Or did they show you ahead of time?
I
or was
did.
That
I saw the
something?
animatics up front and met the Hageman brothers, who are unquestionably genius. And the animatics were superb, but that's difficult, you know, because that's just before it goes into brilliance. And I had to sort of extend my imagination. But when I saw the first cut, I thought this is absolutely feature film quality. And I think that their bar is so high that I just feel compelled all the time to reach it. These guys are doing something spectacular, innovative, and novel with animation.
When you are making a show like this, are you often kind of in your own bubble, just like recording your part? Do you get much cast interaction?
No, there's no ensemble recording.
No.
COVID, of course,
Really
put a kibosh
none.
on all of that. But I prefer it.
Do you?
I like being
Rude.
alone because it's the headphones. And then you've got the guys on the Zoom, and that's enough. You know, it's all in the imagination.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
I get to act with your voice, which is already cool enough, so that's cool. But you've been my main interaction thus far in the series, and I can say no more.
That's it. Kate, would you ever return to a live action Star Trek?
This has been asked many, many, many times. Why is it asked so many times?
it's
And
what
why does it
people
go
want.
unanswered?
Why does it go
I'm gonna leave
unanswered?
that one to
Touche.
you.
That was good. I'll give you that.
I'd entertain it, but it would have to be really excellent.
Sure.
Beautifully written,
Yeah.
executed. Yeah, it would have to be inspired.
Fair enough. Okay, we're heading into part 2 of the season. How does part 2 compare to part 1? What can we get in? What are we getting into?
It's much deeper. These kids now are sort of a fully fledged team and all have their respective roles, and now we're going to really see them be stretched to the limits. There's lots of self-discovery and discovery of the universe and discovery of the duties that it'll, take for
Well,
them
you're
to be a part of
cadets
Starfleet.
now, aren't
Yeah,
you?
we're cadets. Well,
Hasn't Hologram Janeway suggested that you are
she
cadet worthy?
has. We are cadet worthy, I should say.
So you're attempting.
We're attempting
To
and
win
heavy
that.
on the attempt. Heavy on
It's
the
a lot of
attempt.
peril.
It's a
The
lot of
stakes are
peril.
very high,
Yeah.
Sure.
and I think harrowing at times,
Yeah.
and in the end, very rewarding.
And lots of really fun twists and turns, lots of things that you're not going to see coming, which I think is really exciting. It's
Totally.
really stunningly written. Like I've done a
Yeah.
lot of voiceover work in the last 7 years of my life, and this has been some of the most compelling material. These are the sessions that I get the most excited to come in and read for. So it feels like a movie when you're doing it.
It does.
Yeah.
But we still want a live action.
Well, the last question I will ask you guys is obviously Lower Decks and Strange New Worlds are doing an animated live action crossover. Who would you guys like to cross over with if you could do a live
I
action?
never understand these questions. Well, what does that mean? What does
What's
that
a Star
mean?
Trek? What's a live action Star Trek show that you would like to do a crossover with Prodigy?
Which one is Anson Mountain?
Strange New Worlds.
Strange New World.
There you go. Next up on the Strange New Worlds list.
I have to say the same thing.
That's a good one. For the same reason or a different reason?
Not for the same reason.
I just want to be able to act with Data. So like Next Generation, wherever I have to go, he's my favorite character. He's like who I kind of, I think probably weirdly modeled myself on my whole life. I felt very seen by Data.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people did,
Beautifully
probably.
played by Brent Spiner.
Yeah.
A great actor.
Exactly.
I do have a present for you all.
Oh,
I don't know if you've seen this.
presents.
Have you seen this?
Oh yeah, we
Merc
saw
doll.
pictures.
Isn't it so cute?
Just
I
make
have
one
not
of the
seen
noises.
this.
Just make one.
I couldn't even.
Okay, well, if that's not the
I was
perfect
gonna
note,
do the fart,
like,
one, but you know.
To end this on?
yeah, I think we ended on the weird noises.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Sorry.
Thank you guys for
Thank you
stopping
very
by, and everybody else, stay tuned to EW.com for all your New York Comic Con needs.
Okay.